Thank you for joining us. North Korean state media says leader Kim Jong-un has made his first public appearance in nearly 3 weeks. These images were broadcast on state television. They appear to show Kim opening a fertilizer factory. Speculation about the leader's health and whereabouts had been growing after he failed to appear at birthday celebrations for his late grandfather last month. Let's speak to our correspondent, Rob McBride, who's in Seoul, South Korea. Rob, talk us through first what we're seeing in these images that have been broadcast on state television, and will they finally silence the rumors about Kim Jong-un's health?
Kim Jong-un seemingly in perfectly good health, it seems, especially given some of the reports had him barely clinging to life just a couple of days ago. This was a big stage on which to re-emerge into public view, the opening of a large, impressive fertilizer plant with cheering crowds. This all happened yesterday, Friday, May the 1st, in North Korea. It was widely reported on KCNA, the official North Korean news agency, and now they're running extensive video footage on North Korean state-run television. It is being run quite quickly compared to how North Korean the media machine often works. So it is possible that it is putting out these images to quash as convincingly as possible all of these rumors that have been swirling about Kim's health. Kim Jong-un appeared at the ribbon-cutting ceremony. He was accompanied by his sister, Kim Yo-jong. He seems to be in good health. He seems to be alert. He was interacting good-naturedly with officials. Other officials were seen around him diligently taking notes as he gave field instruction, as is often the case on these visits. He was seen touring the plant. On some of the sequences where we see him walking, he was moving quite slowly, but then Kim does move quite slowly in any case, so it does seem to be in good health. The Unification Ministry here in South Korea has confirmed that this event has all taken place. We only have, of course, the reports that come from state-run media in North Korea, but officials here in South Korea have confirmed it and also used the event to criticize some of the speculation that there has been by various news sites, portals, news organizations, saying that this was a lot of it groundless content, which did very little. It was caused unnecessary confusion. But of course, because he missed that all-important ceremony, the birth date celebration of Kim Il-sung, the founder of North Korea, and his grandfather, that did lead to all of this speculation, varying from the fact that he'd had some sort of operation, some sort of possible cardiovascular procedure that possibly went wrong, right up to reports that he could have been brain dead, but all of that seemingly to be perfectly premature.
Right. Well, the North Koreans certainly very keen to dispel the rumors, but there is still the question, Rob, of who would replace Kim Jong-un if he were to die. What do we know about that, the succession plan?
Absolutely. This is a very timely reminder just of the precarious nature of North Korean leadership politics and the fact that there is this huge cult surrounding the North Korea's leader that it does raise the big question, what would happen in the vacuum, the void that would be left behind? And there isn't in North Korea at the moment seemingly an heir apparent. We know that Kim Yo-jong, his sister, probably his strongest ally in North Korea, has possibly been groomed for the position, but it's in no way certain that she would become the next leader of North Korea. So it has raised concerns and also raised some issues about Kim's health. He does appear on this video still smoking very heavily and still certainly very overweight.
Thank you for that. Rob McBride live for us in Seoul.
In North Korea, there's no bigger day than April 15th, the birth anniversary of the country's founding leader, Kim Il-sung. This year, celebrations were subdued, and an important person didn't show up, Kim Jong-un. Usually, Kim pays respects every year at this palace that holds the embalmed bodies of his grandfather and father, Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il.
The anniversary of Kim Il-sung's birthday is the biggest holiday in North Korea, so it's very unusual for Kim Jong-un to not be present at the celebration of this very important event.
Almost immediately, a wide range of rumors began flying. Was it failed heart surgery? A kidney malfunction? One report said Kim was injured during a botched missile test. Others say Kim is simply relaxing at his private beach resort in the East Coast city of Wonsan.
We don't know. We don't know. I've had a very good relationship with him. I wouldn't, I can only say this, I wish him well.
It isn't the first time Kim has gone missing. In fact, it's not even his longest absence. In January, Kim disappeared for 21 days. Last May, he was missing for 22 days. In September 2014, he was absent for 40 days. In 2014, Kim eventually reemerged using a cane. State media said only that he experienced discomfort.
Nowadays, he's gaining lots of weight, and we are seeing him, very clearly that he has some kind of problem. Everybody knows that he's not that good situation.
But Professor Park Won-gon warns against drawing any firm conclusion.
And especially about the supreme leader's situation, I think at least only five people in the North know exactly what happened.
If Kim were out of the picture, it's unclear who would succeed him. His children are too young. His brother, Kim Jong-chul, is non-political. His uncle, Kim Pyong-il, is retired and likely lacks clout. Some say the most likely option is his sister, Kim Yo-jong, but she may struggle to get support in such a male-dominated society. It raises the possibility that for the first time in North Korea's history, the supreme leader may not be a member of the Kim family. Some fear a power struggle.
That could lead to political instability. It could lead to massive outflows of refugees. There could be, because of the lack of security around North Korea's nuclear program, there could be the proliferation of loose nuclear material.
It's why the world is watching closely to see when and in what shape Kim reemerges. Bill Gallo, VOA News, Seoul.
Kim Jong-un seemingly vanished from public view as the coronavirus gripped the world in 2020, leaving reporters with the hard task of separating fact from fiction about his health. But that's always been the case for North Korea's mysterious supreme leader. This is the untold truth of Kim Jong-un. Little is known about Kim Jong-un's early childhood. Even the date of his birth is a mystery, but it's been confirmed that he spent 4 years in Switzerland beginning in 1996. Using the name Park Un and posing as the child of North Korean diplomats, Kim attended an international school in Bern per Politico. He joined his older brother, who was already studying there, and his maternal aunt and uncle, who were pretending to be their parents. The arrangement worked well up until Kim's mother was diagnosed with cancer. With their connection to the regime under threat, Kim's aunt and uncle fled to the U.S. Embassy and claimed asylum. Speaking to journalist Anna Fifield from her home in America years later, Kim's aunt, Ko Young-suk, revealed what life was like looking after the Kim kids. We lived in a normal home and acted like a normal family. I acted like their mother. Their friends would come over and I would make them snacks. It was a very normal childhood with birthday parties and gifts and Swiss kids coming over to play. Not all the Swiss kids took a shining to Kim, however. In fact, he was reportedly quite the outsider, with one former classmate claiming that he would lash out when his peers conversed in Swiss German, which he struggled to understand. According to Kim's ex-classmate, he kicked us in the shins and even spat at us. According to Anna Fifield's book, The Great Successor, Kim Jong-un has always loved basketball and would often get scolded for playing too much during his school days in Switzerland. His mother was reportedly horrified when she discovered her son sleeping with his official NBA ball every night. Whenever Kim played, he would wear his same Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls jersey and a pair of Air Jordans. His love for Jordan was apparently passed down by his father, who once asked the U.S. to send the NBA star to North Korea, according to ABC News. Jordan never made it to North Korea, but years later, Kim managed to get another Bulls legend to accept an invitation to Pyongyang. Dennis Rodman first visited the country for a basketball exhibition back in 2013, and he struck up an unlikely friendship with the dictator. Rodman told The Guardian at the time, "The Marshal Kim and I had a relaxing time by the sea with his family. He's a good dad and has a beautiful family."
He's very strong as a man. He's very strong.
The Hall of Famer even sang happy birthday to Kim when he returned the following year in a bizarre moment that sums up this odd bromance. Rodman defended his friend for life when he spoke to Business Insider in 2019, claiming he still receives regular invites to North Korea but has been banned from traveling to the country by the president. He told the outlet, "I can't go because Donald won't let me go." In 2014, a report emerged suggesting that the supreme leader of North Korea had introduced a new rule that made it mandatory for male university students to sport his hairstyle. According to one source who spoke to Radio Free Asia on the condition of anonymity, not everybody was happy about having to adopt Kim's look. Our leader's haircut is very particular, if you will. It doesn't always go with everyone since everyone has different face and head shapes. The story got even bigger when a London salon used Kim's face on a poster with the words "Bad Hair Day" right next to him. What the owner didn't realize was that the North Korean embassy was just a 10-minute walk away. The day after the advert went up, he was visited by 2 North Korean officials who wanted to know why Kim's face was being used. The manager reportedly told the men, "Listen, this isn't North Korea, this is England. We live in a democracy, so I'm afraid you're going to have to get out of my salon." Kim Jong-un is thought to have married his wife, Lee Sol-ju, in either 2009 or 2010. According to sources cited by The Telegraph, the nuptials reportedly took place not long after his father suffered a stroke, with the regime keen to ensure that the Kim dynasty endured. Lee, who comes from an elite North Korean family, was reportedly part of her country's Olympic cheerleading team during her early 20s and went on to perform in concerts overseas. She was a member of a state orchestra whose members are, quote, handpicked by the state based on their talent, looks, and loyalty to the regime, per the Straits Times. Lee was given the title of Respected First Lady ahead of her first solo public appearance in 2018, having previously been referred to as simply Madam or Comrade in North Korean state media. Like Kim, her date of birth is a mystery, but we all know that she has had at least one child by the dictator. Kim's BFF Dennis Rodman revealed that he, quote, held their baby Ju-ai and spoke with Ms. Lee as well when he spoke to The Guardian back in 2013. The couple are thought to have 3 kids in total. In 2013, China's Shenzhen TV ran a story about Kim Jong-un that had its neighbor and ally up in arms. Per Business Insider, a North Korean official reportedly confirmed to the station that the supreme leader had undergone 6 separate plastic surgery procedures in an effort to, quote, look more like his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Known as the eternal president in North Korea, Kim Il-sung founded the country and has retained a godlike status. China's state news agency was quick to denounce the story, but it was still picked up by numerous South Korean outlets, which didn't go down very well north of the border. In fact, North Korea was absolutely furious. North Korea's propaganda agency KCNA said, the false report released by enemies is a hideous criminal act which the party, state, army, and people can never tolerate. Those hurting the dignity of the supreme leadership of the nation should not expect any mercy or leniency. Time will clearly show what dear price the human scum and media in the service of traitors of South Korea, slaves of capital, will have to pay. The rumors persisted, of course, but is there any truth to them? According to North Korean defector Kim Yu-sung, there could well be. He wrote in Ask a North Korean, it is thought that top elites in North Korea can get high-quality plastic surgery. One of the wackiest things about North Korea is that the people are reportedly led to believe that the Kim family does not need to use the bathroom, ever. Defector and concentration camp survivor Kang Chol-hwan wrote in his memoir, they were perfect beings, untarnished by any base human function. I was convinced, as we all were, that neither of them urinated or defecated. Who could imagine such things of gods? The truth, of course, is that Kim Jong-un is just a man, so how does he perpetuate this clear and obvious lie? Well, he travels with a mobile toilet. Sources claimed to Daily NK that when Kim travels around his country by convoy, one of those cars is actually a lavatory on wheels. One insider said that it would be unthinkable for the supreme leader to have to use a public restroom. The dictator also reportedly packs a portable toilet when he travels overseas. In 2015, South Korean television network YTN came into possession of a North Korean teacher's manual that had been distributed to schools across the totalitarian country. The text, intended as a guide to a newly introduced class called Kim Jong-un's Revolutionary Activities, was packed with outrageous claims about the supreme leader's childhood. According to UPI, the booklet stated that Kim was a skilled artist and composer of classical music. This could well be true, but we're pretty sure he wasn't driving by age 3. North Korean children are apparently being taught that Kim was a child prodigy who could handle a vehicle as a toddler. It's not the only amazing thing he could reportedly do at 3 years old either. According to The Guardian, state propagandists have claimed that little Kim could shoot a light bulb from 100 meters away by that age. By 8, he was apparently able to drive a truck at 80 miles per hour. And as a 9-year-old, he supposedly, quote, raced the chief executive of a foreign yacht company and beat him. Kim Jong-un has reportedly executed numerous people since he came to power, family members included. In 2014, a state-backed Chinese newspaper claimed that Kim killed his own uncle in horrific fashion. The report alleged that Jang Son-taek was stripped naked and thrown to a pack of 120 starving dogs, along with at least 5 people from his inner circle. Hundreds of officials are said to have witnessed the gruesome spectacle.
It is really hard to exaggerate the extent of the police state in North Korea.
If reports are to be believed, Kim is a big fan of utilizing animals in his executions, and he's apparently upped his game considerably in recent years. In 2019, the Daily Star claimed that the North Korean leader had ordered the construction of a huge piranha tank in his residence, reportedly based on the one used by Bond villain Carl Stromberg in 1977's The Spy Who Loved Me. According to the British newspaper, he tossed one of his generals to the imported flesh-eating fish after he suspected him of planning a coup. Kim Jong-un's half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, was once set to take over from Kim Jong-il before he fell out of favor with his father and left Pyongyang for Macau, where he lived in exile. On February 13, 2017, Jong-nam was due to fly into Macau from Kuala Lumpur, but he would never leave the Malaysian airport. As he waited for his flight, a woman rubbed an oily substance on his face without warning, per The Guardian. When she vanished, a second woman approached from behind and briefly covered his eyes and mouth with her hands. He died 20 minutes later. It turned out that he had been poisoned with a potent nerve agent named VX, though the 2 women who administered it claimed they had no idea what it was. The killers, who were 2 former escorts, one from Indonesia, the other from Vietnam, told Malaysian police that they'd been duped by North Korean agents and believed they were taking part in a prank for a Japanese YouTube channel. The charges against one were dropped, while the other spent just a few years behind bars. According to a former member of South Korea's intelligence agency, the Malaysian authorities were simply more interested in maintaining diplomatic ties than seeking justice. Rumors that Kim Jong-un was gravely ill following a botched heart surgery began to spread like wildfire when he missed a celebration event marking his beloved grandfather's birthday in April 2020. Some reports suggested that he had been left in a vegetative state, while others claimed that he was actually already dead. A doctored image of him lying in this state went viral, adding to the confusion. The story began when a website ran by North Korean defectors claimed that the supreme leader's cardiovascular issues had been worsening. There's no concrete proof of this, but if Kim is in good health, then why has he gone AWOL? Kim has a history of temporarily vanishing for health reasons. He was absent for 40 days in 2014 as he reportedly suffered from gout, but he's never missed his grandfather's celebration day before. Add in the fact that China previously sent a team of medical experts to North Korea, and it seemed pretty clear that he was in trouble, right? Not necessarily. As of the making of this video, the South Korean government claims to know exactly where Kim is, telling Reuters that he is likely in isolation amid the coronavirus pandemic. The unification minister claimed, "It is true that he had never missed the anniversary since he took power, but many anniversary events, including celebrations and a banquet, had been cancelled because of coronavirus concerns. I don't think that's particularly unusual given the current situation." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nikki Swift videos about your favorite hot topics are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
As with the falsely reported death of author Mark Twain more than a decade before his actual passing, claims that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is dead may well prove to have been exaggerated. You might be tempted to think there's no smoke without fire. Perhaps you just don't know who to believe. Either way, Kim's status remains a mystery. But maybe we can join together some of the dots. The dots, in this case, being a mix of facts and informed speculation. If Kim had died several days ago, as was widely reported, you'd think Pyongyang would have confirmed it by now, as they did in the past with his father and grandfather before him. Another suspicion, that he's been in a serious condition after heart surgery, also widely reported, appears more credible because Kim was missing on that very important national day on April 15th and hasn't been seen since several days before that. But it's also a suspicion that's impossible to verify, aside from anonymous sources. And on the contrary, we have South Korea denying all of these rumors, as it has done firmly for over a week. Among the recent rebuttals, Unification Minister Kim Yan-chol said unconfirmed reports of Kim Jong-un's condition are part of an infodemic and fake news. He insisted the South has the intelligence capacity to say confidently that there are no unusual signs. US President Donald Trump has also wished Kim well, claiming he has a very good idea about his condition, but he refused to comment further, except to add that nobody knows where he is. Yet one prevailing theory here is that the North Korean leaders escaped a possible coronavirus outbreak in Pyongyang and has been staying in the eastern coastal town of Wonsan, an idea that's supported by satellite imagery seemingly showing his special train parked in the Wonsan area. Despite having no official cases, the North may be hiding a COVID-19 outbreak, and we know it is taking the threat seriously as it's been beefing up its health and medical capabilities. Still, we have the question of Kim's disappearance to deal with. He stayed out of public view since a Workers' Party meeting on April 11th. It's true that he's had extended breaks from the spotlight before, famously in 2014 when he returned using a cane after apparent surgery. But even since mid-January, we've seen Kim stay out of sight on a couple of occasions for nearly 20 days. That said, you could reasonably argue that given the intensity of the current speculation and the danger that could pose to a regime that relies on its propaganda machine, they could just show Kim alive and well in Wonsan and move on. Yes, state media has issued reports of Kim sending out messages, including greetings to the leaders of South Africa, Cuba, and Syria, but that's not going to kill the rumors without a public appearance. And then there's former North Korean diplomat and now South Korean lawmaker-elect Tae Koo-min, previously known as Tae Yong-ho, who told CNN that Kim probably can't stand or walk on his own, despite a local report citing a US official claiming Kim was seen walking on his own between April 15th and 20th. Tae added that the truth of his condition would only be known by those closest to him. That's not stopped South Korea and the US sending up spy planes to figure out what's going on, and one way or another, we are likely to know the truth soon.
Kim Jong-un, top leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony of a phosphatic fertilizer factory on Friday, according to the official Korean Central News Agency. A completion ceremony of the Suncheon phosphatic fertilizer factory, which has been built as the production base of fertilizer, was held on May Day. During the ceremony, Kim looked around at several places, including raw material processing, yellow phosphorus production, ammonium phosphatic fertilizer production, and packing process. Kim was joined by his sister Kim Yong-jun as well as other senior officials, including Park Pong-ju, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. Park Pong-ju made an inauguration speech, saying the completion of the factory becomes a great auspicious event which has brought great delight to all the agricultural workers and other people of the country. This was the DPRK top leader's first public appearance in state media in more than 20 days. Kim Jong-un, top leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony of a phosphatic fertilizer factory on Friday, according to the official Korean Central News Agency. A completion ceremony of the Suncheon phosphatic fertilizer factory, which has been built as the production base of fertilizer, was held on May Day. During the ceremony, Kim looked around at several places, including raw material processing, yellow phosphorus production, ammonium phosphatic fertilizer production, and packing process. Kim was joined by his sister Kim Yong-jun as well as other senior officials, including Park Pong-ju, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. Park Pong-ju made an inauguration speech, saying the completion of the factory becomes a great auspicious event which has brought great delight to all the agricultural workers and other people of the country. This was the DPRK top leader's first public appearance in state media in more than 20 days.